Why should you read Interview with a Vampire Book 1, aka Book 1 of Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles? I hope by sharing why I love the book, I can convince you or make the case for you to go ahead and read that book. Case number 1, Louis de Poindexter. Now I know Louis is my favorite character, and I might be biased in saying this, but if you loved Jacob Anderson's representation of the character in AMC's version of the show of the book, you would absolutely love Louis de Poindexter in the books. Disclaimer, there is a part of, the book or Louis's character that doesn't sit well with a lot of people for very obvious and very real reasons. While I don't overlook that bit of his history, I also don't think it really adds much to his character in the books. One may argue that a lot is lost in translation from, moving a character from a plantation owner to a black man, etc. But that is not the point of this video. Louis de Poindexter is a Sheldon-esque character. And I only reference this to say that if you like the super academic, highly intelligent PhD student type of characters that are also quite aloof and a little bit dumb, you would love Louis de Poindexter in the books. I know I did. The book is the genesis of everything: the law, the romance, the fantasy. It is the origins of Louis and Lestat, both as a couple and both as iconic literature figures. It sets the premise of the show, and it sets the premise of the entire Vampire Chronicles. There's no the vampire Lestat, the queen of the damned. There's no Merrick. There's no realm of Atlantis. There's no blood communion. There's none of that without Interview with a Vampire. Now, if you're like me and you enjoy a little bit of romance in fantasy, of course you're gonna have your queer moments, although in this first book most of the queer moments are quite subtext. But it is giving all the favorite tropes. It's giving enemies to lovers. It's giving touch him and die. It's giving forced proximity. The little thing they do with a coffin. Oof. I know that's right. It's giving It's Always Been You. And of course, we pivot into the Vampire Lestat and the subsequent books, and you're getting pretty much second chance romance there. So just for the girlies in the back. It's also one of the main books, or if not only book, that heavily focuses on the relationship and domesticity between Lestat and Louis. Of course, you're going to find a little bit of the romance and the bromance and relationship in subsequent books. However, to me, they're just in the footnotes or epilogue, as the girls will say. When Louis first meets Lestat, he's in awe of him because Lestat comes to him as this larger-than-life personality, and he comes in all his glory, in all his magnificence. But then Louis quickly deduces that Lestat is just an idiot. A hedonistic, bloodthirsty, lustful, queer vampire. And of course, Louis thinks that's crass because he is, as a middle class, first class citizen wannabe, because it's beneath his station of life, and he's dignified by the thought of drinking human blood and lurking in the dark and chasing human beings. Like, who does that? Not Louis de Poindexter, obviously. He feels, and I quote, cheated out of a teacher. Lestat has nothing to teach him, nothing to offer him, just pure annoyance. Oh my goodness, I was so frustrated for this man. There is nothing more painful than dealing with someone you are more intelligent than. Girls, let me tell you from personal experience, yeah, I cannot be a teacher, yeah, because I just can't with the dumbness. What do you mean I have to tell you 2 plus 2 is 4? Like, girl, you didn't come out of your mother's womb figuring that out? You're confused by algebra? How dare you? I am one individual that loves intellectual stimulation, and Unrise's first book in the Chronicles just does it for me. It's intensely mentally stimulating, and it's primarily because of the themes that I explored in a book, the humor that Louis de Pontelac brings as an intellect and as a philosophical being who enjoys intellectual discourse and philosophical debates. I truly am enthralled by Louis de Pontelac. My affection for him transcends the race, his class, his personality, well, not his personality, his economic background, sexuality, and other affinities.